welcome back to my channel. For those who are new, karibu sana. So in today's video I'm going to show you my laundry space, and it's in the kitchen. I've placed the machine in the kitchen as that's the only space that it could fit and made sense. So first of all, I added these two shelves here. Before it was just a blank space and I needed storage for the detergents. So up here I have my cleaners. I have first of all pegs, and then I have the carpet and upholstery cleaner. I have a window cleaner, kitchen cleaner. I have an antibacterial surface cleanser. I have a multi-purpose with bleach, and then I have a bathroom cleaner, and I have fabric refresher. And then down here, this is where I put my kitchen towels. This is the hand washing powder, the machine powder, the oxy stain remover, and also jig. So these 4 items are what I reach to the most when I'm washing, other than the fabric softener and laundry detergent. I got these from Label Me Pantry Kenya, and also the laundry detergent dispenser, I got it from them as well. The labels are from Labels Kenya, and then every other thing. The basket is from Zion Kitchenware, and then every other thing is from Naivas. So this table here, I want to make something else, but I was pressed for time for this video, so this is what I am using currently, but it serves the purpose. When I make another table, you'd be the first to know. And then down here is where I have my favorite gadget in the house, or the favorite appliance of the house, which is my washer and dryer combo. So this is an 8 kg Ramtons RW146. It washes 8 kg of laundry, dries 6 kg of laundry. So before we get into the how to use this machine, I am going to give you a few tips that you need to know before you purchase a washing machine. So I asked these questions on Instagram and also on the community tab here on YouTube, and some of you responded. So I want to answer those questions that you think you want to know, and also I added some more to those questions. So the first one is, what type of machine should you buy? First of all, there are so many factors that you need to know before you purchase one. First of all is what brand you're going for, the type of machine you're going for, and that is whether it's automatic or semi-automatic, and then the size of the space, the physical space that you're going to put the machine, and also the size of the machine itself in terms of kilograms of laundry, and also the size of your family, and also the price of the machine. So those are all factors that are important to note before you decide on which type of machine that you want to purchase. So in terms of types of a machine, there are different brands out there. There's Nexus, Ramtons, LG, Samsung, gani ingine sijasema. There are so many, Bosch, Bram, Von, ziko mob. So first of all, you need to know which brand that you're going for. There are brands that are more expensive than others. For example, LG and Samsung are a bit on the higher side in terms of pricing. And then it also depends. Now there are different types of machines. Now once you've decided which brand that you want or the size of your family, there are different types of machine. First of all, there's what I have here is a front loader, and it's fully automatic. And then there's a top loader that is also fully automatic, and there are top loaders that are semi-automatic, whereby you have one tab where the clothes are washed, and you have a tab whereby the clothes are spinned. So you need to know what you're looking for. There are can I say advantages, there are pros and cons of each, whether it's a front loader or a top loader. So for example, Now let's go to the physical sizing. The front loaders are normally deeper than top loaders, plus you need enough space for you to be able to open the door. But for a top loader, you just need the space to put it on, maybe your space to stand in, and height wise you need space for you to open the door to the machine. For the top loader machines, they are a bit narrower. So if you have a narrow space, since hakuna kufungua mlango mbele, there is more space over here. So they are a bit narrower, and those are the semi-automatics, because for a top loading automatic, the size is a bit similar to the front loading machines. And then now I'm going to go to the next part, the size in terms of kilograms of the machine. So there are different sizes ranging from 5 kgs to 12 kgs. I don't know if there are more kilogram machines than that, but I know the highest is 12. So ours is an 8. So for a 5 kg washer, that one fits someone living alone, or who doesn't do much laundry. And then for a 6 kg machine, that's for like a couple or 2 people living together. And then for a 7 kg, it's either a couple with more laundry or a small family with 1 child. And then the 8 kg machine, it can fit 4 people laundry. So that's a small family also. It's the 8 kg machine, like ours, is for a small family, 4 people max. If you have more than 4 people, 5 people, italemewa. And then now you go to the 9 kg machine, that's for like medium families, 5 people. And then you go to the 10 kg machine, that's for a large family of 6 people. Let's say dad and mom and 4 kids. And then for an 11 kg, so inaenda hivyo, the 12 kg machine can fit a family of up to 10 to 12 people. So it depends also with what you're washing, because in the cold areas, you need a machine whereby you can wash your sweaters, your jumpers, your duvets, and all that. But if you're living in a place that, let's say in Mombasa, that doesn't require you to wash such heavy clothes, then you can opt for a smaller machine, because they don't have duvets, it's just towels. Now the price really depends on what is your budget. The top loader machines, the semi-automatic ones, the ones with 2 different tabs, those ones are a bit cheaper than top loading ones, which are fully automatic. For the 2-tab semi-automatic machine, they range from 14,000 to up to 25,000, I think 28,000. The top loading automatic machine, the price is around 35,000. And then the front loading machines, because I know one that starts from 6 kgs, and that one ranges around from 32,000 upwards. Kuna machine hadi ya 150,000. So it really depends on your budget and your space, your family size. There are so many things you need to consider before deciding on a machine. So the next thing I'm going to talk to you about is the connection and the consumption. So the connection of a machine, you need a certified electrician for you to connect not an electrician, because the machine is just you just need a 3 plug, so that doesn't really require an electrician. But for the water, you need either someone who knows what they're doing, or a plumber, an engineer, something like that, because you need, especially for the front loading machines, you need a connection that's coming directly above with enough water pressure so that the machine can start. But for the top loading machines, this isn't really necessary, as you can load the machine manually with a bucket and just fill that. So the top loading machines are good for places whereby there's a water problem. And then I'm going to talk about consumption. This machine specifically uses the manual is written, it consumes around 132 liters per wash, but in essence it uses less than that. I don't know why, but most of my clothes I wash them for around an hour 30 minutes, and it uses less than that, around 80 liters to 100 liters max for one wash. So for three, since I wash 3 loads at a time, I use around 300, maximum 300 liters to operate the machine. And then consumption in terms of electricity, I use less than 2 tokens to run the machine, and that's for the 3 loads. So if you're running more loads, it will consume more. If you're running less loads, it will consume less. The next thing I am going to talk about is whether you want to buy a washer or a washer and dryer combo. So there are machines which are just washers, and there are machines which have a washer and a dryer in one. So for example, my machine is a 2-in-1. Why I went with this first of all, because the washers in that price range did not have the dryer function, so it coming with a dryer was sort of a bonus for us, because we were not looking for a washer and a dryer, we were looking for a washer. But this machine specifically was cheaper compared to washers of different brands, and I'm talking now LG and Samsung. This is a Ramton, so it was a bit cheaper, and yet it had the dryer function. So that for us was a bonus, because we don't really use much of that function, as we normally dry our clothes in the sun. We only dry them in here, whether if they're not completely dry and it's raining outside, that's when we use the dryer function. So would I recommend a washer and a dryer? If you're living in a very rainy place, and I'm talking about the highlands, then definitely yes, because you cannot predict the weather, especially at night. Yes, we have apps, but those are not 100%. So I would definitely recommend a washer and a dryer if you're living in a very cold place, or if you have heavy clothes that you need to wear frequently, like your favorites, jackets, uniforms, for kids especially, then I would recommend a washer and a dryer. But if you're living in a place whereby you get constant sunlight, it barely rains, then a washer is just fine. And then another thing you need to consider before buying a machine is if you have kids, because if you have kids you're going to need sort of a special machine. So you need a machine first of all that has the pre-soak function, whereby you can soak the machine, or pre-wash. You can pre-wash them. You can wash the clothes in different cycles, but in one cycle. I don't know if I am making sense. So you need a machine whereby you can soak your clothes, you can pre-wash the clothes, you can wash, you can extra wash the clothes, you can rinse, you can extra rinse the clothes. So that, because kids are kids, they will go outside, play in the mud and all that. And then another function you need to note before buying a machine if you have kids is the ability for the machine to lock. Because I know the front loading machines have that option. I am not sure of the top loading machines, because if your kids, for example, they put toys or something in the machine when the load is going, that will damage the drum and the functionality of that machine. So you need to be very specific, or rather kids narrow down your options of washing machines. And then another thing that you need to consider before buying a machine is the type of detergents that you want to use. For front loading machines, the detergents that is recommended is a liquid detergent. For this machine specifically, the Persil was recommended, and that's what we have in here. But sometimes I use the machine powder, but I don't really like it that much, as it leaves some residues in the washing compartment. So go for liquid detergents. And then liquid detergents or machine detergents are pricier than normal washing powders, so you need to also consider your budget. There are different liquid detergents that are cheaper and some which are more expensive. There are some detergents which are eco-friendly and all that, because if your detergent is eco-friendly, then you can use the water from the machine and direct it to a soak pit and use that in your kitchen garden, for example. So there are different types of detergents that you need. For the fabric softener, not so much. And then for the amounts that you need in a machine, there is this cup that normally comes with the machine. So 1 cup is enough to wash a load, a normal load. But if the clothes are a bit soiled, then you can use 1.5 cups of this to wash your clothes. And also there are different compartments. I am going to show you where you can wash and pre-wash and all that. Then the next thing I am going to talk about is troubleshooting. If you have not read the manual properly, like me, the first time I bought this machine, nilisumbuka. There were problems with this machine all over the place. So I am here to give you some tips. First of all, when the door is locked, don't try to force it open, because that way you will damage the machine. For automatic machines, the door automatically locks. So unless you press the pause button for like 3 seconds, the machine will not open. And if you force open, you will break this, which is responsible for locking over here. And then if the door can also be locked when you're washing clothes, and then there's an error that comes over here, what you need to do is just run a spin cycle when you're washing, so that it can drain the excess water. The door will not open if there is water inside, and if you try to force it open, like I did one time, everything spilled, like detergent and everything just spilled on the floor. So don't try to force the door open. And if you've tried all that and the door is still not opening, don't force it, call an electrician. And then now that another problem is when the door won't close. If a machine door won't close, that means you've either damaged the lock from trying to open, from forcing to open the door, or you have exceeded the load of what the machine can take. That means umejaza nguo mob kushinda yenye the machine can handle. So what you do is just remove the excess clothes. And then another problem, if there is no water getting into the machine, it normally brings E10. That's error 10, meaning that there is a problem with the water inlet system or the drainage system. So what happens is, it's either the tap, you did not open this tap, and for automatic machines, you can just leave that open and it will not bring water inside if the machine is not running. So if the machine is off, then it won't bring water into the machine. And then another problem is the inlet. Hapa nyuma, this pipe brings water to the back of the machine. That means the inlet is clogged. Just remove the filter, clean it up, and then put it back. And then another problem of no water would be that the pressure the pressure coming from the water source is not enough to run the machine. What you need is pump water, fill your tank, and then just go on with your load, and it will work just fine. Another problem is noise. If your machine is producing some sound that is not kawaida, that means either the drum inside is damaged, or the other problem would be that you've put a heavy load than the machine can take, or an unbalanced load. An unbalanced load means let's say if you put a duvet and let's say a bed sheet. A bed sheet is light and a duvet is heavy. You cannot wash two mixed loads together. That will damage your machine. And also the heavy part, if you overload the machine, it will not work efficiently. So just load what is required of you. For example, and this machine can take 40 t-shirts at a go, and that's 8 kgs, meaning 1 kg is around 5 t-shirts, or 10 to 12 towels. So if you, let's say, put 20 towels in here, the machine will, you'll damage the drum, and there'll be some noise coming from the drum as it rotates. Then another problem is leakage. If, let's say, there's detergent coming from, you close the door well, but there is detergent overflowing from the sides of your door, that means you overloaded the machine with detergent. So that means just spin, put the machine into a spin cycle, drain excess, and just wipe that down when the machine is off. And then another problem would be that the door is not properly closed. Either, again, you've damaged this, so the door cannot lock completely. And then another problem is that if it leaks, would be that since this is where the water comes in and drains into the detergent, it might mean you did not properly lock the detergent compartment. You left it a bit ajar, so when the water comes into the detergent, it just spills on the side. So make sure it's locked properly. And then what else? Now the other problem, what you need to do if you already have a machine is you need to maintain it, or this is cleaning of your machine. So after every load, make sure that you clean, be it you see this glass thing, you clean it so that you can remove, there's normally residue that's here, and also on the rubber part of your machine. And then when you're done with a load, that's kind of daily maintenance. When you're done with a load, make sure there is no water left in the drum. Just take a dry cloth, wipe that down, and then spray it with vinegar and essential oil and wipe that down. That helps to remove odor coming from the drum, and then just leave it open until the drum is completely dry. That way there'll be no smells coming from the machine. And then another part that you need to clean is the detergent compartment. I don't know if you can see, I wanted this video to be as raw as possible. If you can see, mine has a bit of soap left on the sides, and that's because I used excess machine powder, so don't do that. And then, so you're going to need to wash this after every load, or rather after the loads of the day are done. And then inside here, you need to use a brush. I normally have a toothbrush for this, whereby I just scrub this inside and then on the outside as well to clean it up. And then now this, the monthly maintenance, or you need to do this once a month, and that is to run hot water with vinegar and baking soda, or with just detergent, ikiwa bila nguo, extremely hot water, that's above 60 degrees for like a normal load. Just run that, and then it will remove any scum that's left in the compartments or the machine. So the other thing I've left out is underloading a machine. What I mean by underloading a machine is that you put less of a load than what the machine can take. There is really no problem with that really, but you also don't want to be washing like 2 vests in a machine and use like 100 liters. That's wasting resources, and yeah. So you need to know the load that you're putting in. So yeah, that will be hand in hand with buying the machine that is for you. Like if you're one person, don't buy an extra large machine because you won't have the capacity to fully use the washing machine. So would I recommend having a front loader over a top loader? Definitely yes, because I have a child, so I needed a front loader. And also there are assumptions out there, don't quote me on this, that front loading machines perform better than top loading machines. I think this is also something I've not mentioned, is because of RPM. RPM is revolutions per minute, and I know front loading machines have a higher revolutions per minute than top loading machines, so the washing efficiency of front loading machines tend to be a bit better than the other top loading semi-automatic machines. If I've left anything out, please tell me in the comments below and I will be glad to answer. I am also still studying my machine, so I don't know everything 100%. So the next thing I'm going to show you is how to operate a washing machine. So first of all, you need to make sure that water is already connected and it's already imefunguliwa. Then what you need to do is switch on, and then you washer there. After you put it on, I'm not going to wash anything. I'm just putting, these are kitchen towels. I'm just going to illustrate that, and then you lock. So you will deal with this at the last bit. What you need to do is you open your detergent compartment. So this is the detergent compartment. Mine is a bit dirty because we did loads today na sijaosha. So this first compartment is where you pre-wash, or the first wash before your normal wash. This is where you put your detergent. And then the second compartment, the middle one, is where you put your fabric softener or fabric conditioner. And then the last compartment is where you put now your liquid or powder soap. So when it's open like that, that's how you put the powder soap. When you're putting liquid soap, you just close the gate and make sure it locks, and yeah, that's where you put the detergent. Don't go past the points where it's written max, as that will make the door it will close, but there will be foam coming out of the door. And then make sure you lock that up. And then now, how you start the machine, there are different functions on the machine. We have 1 hour washer and dryer. You can wash and dry your clothes in 1 hour, and these are not all clothes. Let's say your visitor has come and they've stained their clothes. That's when you use the 1 hour wash and dry. And then for cotton, it takes 2 hours 40 minutes to wash. For the synthetics, it has 2 hours 20 minutes. Baby care, for those who have newborns or babies with sensitive skin, you wash your baby's clothes for 1 hour 20 minutes, and the temperature is 30 degrees, spins 800. And then the mix, this is our most preferred cycle. So it takes 1 hour 13 minutes, temperature 40 degrees Celsius, and RPMs of 800. But I increase the RPMs to increase the washing. So I increase the RPMs just to increase the washing efficiency when I'm washing our clothes. And then you can dry your clothes. So there are different functions of drying with the machine. There is one whereby it takes 3 hours 29 minutes. Then when you select that is extra drying. It takes 3 hours 49 minutes. And then this is air drying. It takes 1 hour 20 minutes. So let me go back to the drying function a bit. So the drying function takes a bit more tokens than the kawaida wash cycle. As if you dry your clothes, the manual says it can take up to 6 tokens per wash, and that is complete with washing and drying. And then we have the rinse and spin. If your clothes are properly not properly rinsed, you can rinse and spin them again. Then this is the spin function. Sometimes if you put a heavy load, the clothes might not spin properly and all the water might not be drained, so you need to spin your clothes again. And then we have the jeans. If you want to wash, if you have that many jeans anyway, you can wash them separately. It takes 1 hour 45 minutes. Then we have the colored clothes. It takes 1 hour 10 minutes. Again, I'd recommend not washing your colored clothes with hot water, as it makes the clothes fade or lose their color. And then we have wool. If you have woolen clothes, you can wash them 1 hour 7 minutes. Delicate clothes, these are like silk, and yeah, it takes 50 minutes to wash, 30 degrees Celsius and 600 spins. And then we have a quick wash. So a quick wash, I normally use it for clothes that are not extremely dirty and they're very light and they're not soiled at all. It's just, let's say, sweat, and that really comes off easily. Then we have sportswear. In your to a gym, you wash your clothes for 45 minutes. And then we have the cotton eco, which takes the longest. I don't even know what cotton eco is, but it takes 5 hours to wash the clothes. Can you imagine washing clothes for 5 hours? So yeah, and then here the top part is called My Cycle. You can select, and the machine would remember your favorite cycles and save them. So on to this part of the machine, you can, these are extra functions that come with the machine. This is the timer. Then this thing is that it washes with detergent, then it rinses, it spins. So this is the temperature. You can adjust the temperature according to what you want. For, let me go to the mix. There are some functions that you can't go all the way up to 90 degrees, so you can either wash in 90 degrees. The RPMs differ also from 600 to 1400. And then the function, if you select that, let's see, you'll see the time has increased. So this is it a pre-wash? Yeah, this is a pre-wash function. And then the next function is a wrinkle-free function. Then the next function, it increases the speed of a wash cycle. So as you saw before, it was 2 hours, but when I select the speed function, it reduces to 1 hour 34 minutes. And then the other function is to extra wash. This is for an extra wash, so you can pre-wash, you can wash kawaida, and then now you extra wash. So if you select that again, the time goes up. And then this was if you want your clothes to come out and you don't have to iron them, then you select that. This function I will confirm with you because I'm not sure, I don't want to misguide you. The one with a cut t-shirt, I will confirm and write on the screen what it's for. And then now when you select, now let's go back to this in case it locks. When you start the machine, it locks and starts letting water into the machine. So you can select that and start, and then using this, the function button and the select button, you can select both of them, and that's how you child lock your machine. And when you select them again, when you press them again rather, that's how you unlock a machine. So there is also a function of delay. You can delay your wash. Let's say for umeenda job and you want the machine to remember that you want to wash your clothes in 24 hours. The machine will remember to start the cycle without you having to press any buttons. So that's what the delay button is for. And that's how you operate a machine. So that's it for this video. If there is something that you want to know and I have not addressed it, please comment down below and I will be sure to answer to that. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something. Please remember to like, comment down below what you think about it, if you've learned something, if you were entertained, if you are going to buy a washing machine, or there are some reasons that you would not want to buy one. I would really want to know. And please subscribe to my channel. If you are watching the video and you've not subscribed, please, let's not do that. It's not good. Subscribing is absolutely free. So please, let's hit that subscribe button. Turn on the notification bell so that anytime I upload a new video, you'll be the first one to know. And also, I want to say thank you to my Kenyan viewers. I have viewers from all over the world. Nimekuwa international. I have viewers from Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda, Rwanda, South Africa, Australia, Barbados, kwa kina Rihanna wananiona mimi. Trinidad and Tobago, Zambia. Who else have I seen down there? Mexico, Russia. Can you even understand what I'm saying? But thank you so much for the love. I really appreciate it. Until next time, bye guys.
You got me singing.